Oi, almost spoiled him in. Anyway, I was going to review something a bit different today. It's not Marvel or DC. In fact, you wouldn't really even associate it with comic books in general. Yeah. Today, we're taking a look at something that looks promising, but we'll see how it turns out. Rugrats comic books. Now, this is definitely for kids, so keep that in mind. You're not going to get any Dark Knight Returns. You're not even going to get any, like, symbiote saga Spider-Man levels of drama. But, for what it is pretty fun. If you grew up with Rugrats like I did, then it is refreshing to see them back the way they used to be. You know, before all grown up, before preschool days. I used to watch Rugrats when I was about Angelica's age. So, see here. Its art style is close, yet still different from the cartoon. But it still invokes the memories, the nostalgia, while also offering something a bit fresh. And what surprised me was that unlike the SpongeBob comics, which I've been trying to record reviews for, but for some reason I've been unable so far. Unable successfully. This is not a variety comic like the SpongeBob comics are. This follows a reoccurring story arc set up from this, issue 1, that will continue. And it's by Kaboom Comics. It's by Box Brown, Lisa DuBois, and Eleonora Bruni. This is the fried pie variant cover. Gotta stop showing this cover or Viacom will get me. This cover was done by George Corona? Or is it Jorge Corona? I think it might be Jorge. No, that's the regular cover. This variant cover was done by Art Baltazar. Okay. Don't know who any of these people are, but they worked on this. Letters by Jim Campbell. Special thanks to Joan Hilty, Linda Lee, James Salerno, and the wonderful team at Nickelodeon. That's what it says. So anyway, the story for this is that it opens up just like any regular Rugrats episode does, with a well, it does not open with a weird zoom, so minus a point for that. But plus a few points for opening with this weird, exaggerated imagination sequence. And they really captured the fact that it's imagination here. I mean, look at that water. That doesn't even look like water. It looks like a portal to another dimension. It opens up with a couple of reptars wrecking the place. Then it cuts back to reality. And it's just Phil and Lil. And they're messing around in the sprinklers. Right? So the story picks up when Tommy's in bed. And his parents give him this little pig. But it's actually a baby cam. Tommy tries to draw a few pictures to put in front of the camera so they would not be able to watch him. Very realistic drawing. It doesn't work, obviously. And the next day he's over at Chucky's house. And Chucky's like, stay back, there's the evil bird. We gotta hide in my little fort. Gotta hide from the bird. And as you can see, it's a drone. And without giving away too much, Tommy and Chucky go after the bird. They're chased into a ditch where Chaz picks them out, cleans them up. It ends with Tommy talking with Phil and Lil, and they're talking about how their parents keep putting some weird stuff with them alone as well. And always on their phones. As you can tell, this takes place in modern day, but it still feels like something the Rugrats would go through. Because now they have more baby cams and drones to watch their children. It's about how lazy parents are now. Yeah, they just, Tommy's like, it can't be true, but if it is, this baby won't be scared of no eyeballs. I'm gonna figure this out if it's the last thing I do. To be continued. So yeah, it's gonna be Tommy and the other Rugrats trying to sabotage their parents' plan to put all this baby monitoring stuff all over the place. And it's very hard to actually give a real overview of this, because with these comedy-type, cartoon-type comics, the plot is very simple, very few things in way of spoilers, except for jokes. To actually go over the comic, you have to go over its jokes. You can't really review a comedy and go over its jokes without spoiling the jokes. So, what I'm gonna say is that if you are a fan of Rugrats, or if you grew up with it, or maybe you have kids who you think would like Rugrats, check it out. It's pretty much in the spirit of the original cartoon. Its art style isn't exactly the same, but it's still close enough that they look like the same characters. So overall, I'd say give it a shot. If you don't like the first issue, probably don't continue on. But, you know, I thought it was alright. So, with that, I will be signing off.